Ladies and gentlemen, After Hours DLC is upon us, so it is time to check out the main event of this DLC, the Nightclubs. Now before we begin, I only had time today to see what is inside the Nightclub, what you can do in it. Heck, I didn't even have time to check out any of the vehicles, so I am curious to hear from you guys. Have you played it yet? What are your thoughts on it? How are the payouts looking like? You let me know. So in this video we will be discussing the Nightclubs and all its features. First and later down in this video I will talk about the storage room, payouts, and I got a pretty big bias beware for some of you. But first we are gonna take a quick look at the Nightclub. So you can buy a Nightclub in 9 different locations, each with pretty cool customization. And for the sake of this video and to see what you think might look coolest, I bought a lot of different setups. You have the standard Nightclub, which with the fences makes it look pretty underground. You have the more luxurious setup that changes up the doors and makes it look a bit more fancy. And lastly, you have the high class Nightclub. Now a lot of things change with 3 options, all the hallways, toilets, everything gets a different touch to it, but it's all cosmetic, so you don't get extras if you buy the most expensive one. You can also change the light rigs, Nightclub's name, storage capability, dances and dry ice. Now all of them are pretty self-explanatory except for storage capability and, well, maybe dry ice. Dry ice is a sort of fog effect that happens during key moments of your DJ set, but more on the storage later. So you buy a completely empty club when you start. You do 3 basic classic GTA Online delivery boy missions and after that you are set. Inside your Nightclub you can find plenty of opportunities to drink, and heavy drinking results into some pretty funny stuff. If you pass out, you might find yourself waking up on the couch, or on the toilet, or if you had a real good night, you can find yourself way outside on some shady railroad with only God who knows what you did and how you ended up there. Pretty funny. So a few other things that are really cool and a few things you might actually have missed. First of all, there's a cheeky light switch on this wall over here, and that same switch also darkens the windows to get it all warm, nice and cozy inside your office. You'll also find some tequila to drink up with 4 friends, computers to set up your Nightclub, more on that later again, and of course a place to rest your old bones. Now back to the dance floor real quick. You can dance up to your heart's content with everyone who is inside your Nightclub for the 5 minutes until you are bored of it and will never ever do it again. But for the time being it was really fun juking it out on the dance floor with my good friend the dear narrator.
I do have to say this music is absolutely horrible. When I thought Nightclubs, I was thinking Beethoven, gin and tonics, butlers, warm fires, maybe some deep conversations about the universe, not this hippity hip hop and flashy lights, providing an intense epileptic fit.
Nothing is ever good enough for you, is it?
No, it isn't.
So besides all of this, there's also room to store up to 40 vehicles on 4 different floors. So a question to you, and I am legit interested, how many personal vehicles can we get now? That number must be closing into the 200 mark. Now at the counter on the VIP floor you find this very interesting bar. What do they sell, I hear you ask? Well, who cares except for this specific bottle. $150,000, and you will cry after you bought it. This is like the orbital cannon only inside the After Hours DLC, only this time the one who's getting griefed is the one buying it. Now on top of all of that champagne sadness, Laszlo is also hanging out in your club. Now I'm kidding, of course. I love that Laszlo is back in GTA. It is a fantastic character. Good to see him back in GTA Online in the flesh as well. Now last up before we move over to the storage, there's also plenty of cameras dotted around which you can operate through your office and in your storage. And a funny little thing I figured out, if you press B or circle while you are dancing on the dance floor, you get a pretty cool cinematic view, so you can have a cinematic seizure. Now onwards to the last point, the storage room. A huge one, and in all fairness I am not going to say a whole lot about it, cause I have not filled up the entire place and made a sale yet, so at this point no one can say if it is actually beneficial to your business / grinding methods. To hear the answer to that, I suggest you checking out Tylarious or The Professional, you know, the usual suspects, but there is something that I can say from my point of view. And get ready, do not buy the nightclub if you are low on money and don't own the other businesses. You're gonna waste a lot of money with barely any payout at all. In order to make the real big bucks, you need to own a hangar, a CEO office with a special cargo warehouse, a bunker, or an MC with one of the sub-businesses. And from what I gathered from the 7 different ways of making money in the Nightclub DLC, you can only have 3 active at the same time. Now don't hold me on that, that is kind of what I've heard and picked up from other people's live streams. So that being said, you need to already have quite a bit of real estate to be fully functional and effective in this DLC. Now, how effective and how much money you can actually make as opposed to just having the normal businesses, that is something that we will have to learn over time. If you have some insight on that already, please let everyone know in the comments down below. I'll heart the best comments so fellow people wanting to buy this nightclub for the money can figure out for themselves if this is a good buy for them. Now, after the sourcing mission, you can of course start a sell mission. And this time you have custom vehicles at your disposal, which you can upgrade to your heart's content. You can beef up the armor a whole lot and even get some offensive capabilities on them. From a defensive point of view, a very smart move on Rockstar's behalf, and I guess thank you. This sounds like a great investment if you are a grinder who works in public lobbies. If you'd rather not deal with an army of griefists, tryhards and modders, the solo public lobby is of course the way to go. Now, the nightclubs do generate cash over time, $10,000 with a cap of $70,000 for a total of course 7 days. To get to that cap, you'd have to spend a whopping 6 hours in game. Now 6 hours for 70k is pretty damn bad, especially given the fact that you can earn that by selling one high-end car. And that of course takes only 10 to 15 minutes. And that 10k an hour is with the clientele at full house and popularity nearly maxed out in your nightclub. Now last up, you can also change up your resident DJ, which funnily enough are being drip fed over the next couple of weeks. Yes, Rockstar is drip feeding DJs. You can also buy some upgrades which you might not have gotten in the first place when you bought your nightclub. Long story short, I would not buy the nightclubs just yet. Especially not if you don't have the correct businesses available. Unless you have money to blow and you would like to dance for 5 minutes, wait until the professional, Tylarious, all those guys have done their research and then see if this is worth getting. Ladies and gentlemen, that will be my short essay on all the damn nightclubs. If you did enjoy, leave me that like on the video and of course subscribe if you're new. Let everyone know what you think of the brand new Nightlife DLC and I will see you all later. Peace out, guys.